What's going on, everybody? Vince Goodrum here. It is Monday evening, and I just got back home about an hour ago. Uh, did legs today. Try to get legs out of the way on Monday, so that way I can enjoy the rest of my week there, just training chest and arms and everything like that. But y'all don't want to hear about that. You also don't want to hear about this Riesling neither. So let me go ahead and put this down. The reason why I'm making this video is because a lot of you people have been asking me about Greg Doucette and Andre Rush. And the great one has to get into the mix and answer my fans, my peoples, my fellow piss troopers, and my subscribers, naturally. You can be one or all, or vice versa. So, first off, I don't really discuss Greg Doucette. I've met him before, like about 11 years ago. But the reason why I don't really communicate with him that much is, we were in a pretty similar business years ago. Number two, his voice sounds like he's been sucking on fucking helium, so it's very annoying whenever I last spoke with him. And obviously, looking at the video, things haven't changed. I do like the fact that he's suing Frank Tufano, which is a complete dork, so, he does get cool points from me. Plus, from what I understand, he has a nice book, Anabolic Cooking. It costs $150. I think it's actually worth it. A friend of mine showed me his, and I'm like, okay, these are some pretty good fucking recipes. Now, with that being said, as far as him and Andre Rush is concerned, apparently, I don't really take sides on this, but Greg, you're the one that's actually in the wrong in this case, and I'm gonna explain why. Very simple. Now, Greg, you've been on the internet and you've been on social media for about 9 or 10 years. Okay? You know all the ins and outs and everything like that. But the problem is you went and openly attacked someone that isn't a social media influencer. Andre Rush is a retired master sergeant and cooked for 4 different administrations, of the presidency. He's not a social media influencer. He's only recently set up and started responding to Instagram and stuff like that, so he's a newcomer to it. At the same time, whenever you go and attack someone that, really isn't a social media influencer, you're going to have unexpected outcomes. So Greg goes and makes a lot of very mean comments about Andre, and Andre, of course, perceives it as being racist. And Greg gets all mad and everything. Well, Greg, what the fuck did you expect? If you go and just openly attack someone out of the blue for no reason, and they've never been a social media influencer, never had YouTube channels, or does Instagram, Facebook, and shit like that, then the only perception that's going to be in place is that, it's a racial attack. Period. Why in the world would you even go and attack him anyway as to whether he uses steroids or whether his diet is right or wrong, basically? He's free to publish whatever he wishes to publish, just like you are with your anabolic cooking and everything. I don't get folks like this for anyway. Now, you act as though he should have responded much like Frank Tufano or anyone else that's on YouTube respond, but that's not how it works. If a person is, one day chugging along, doesn't know anything about the YouTube or the social media shit, and all of a sudden you just blindside him out of the blue, then yes, you're going to probably get some sort of reaction, such as being accused of being a racist. Are you a racist? I don't think so. But at the same time, you were in the wrong for attacking someone that's not in the know, basically, or in the mix of things. Now, maybe in about a couple of months, he'll be in the mix of things here, but not today. Period. I mean, he just got finished. I mean, and this is just by a matter of months. He just got finished leaving the White House after prepping meals for, like I said, 4 different administrations. That's a long fucking time. Now, I am going to get into his training and everything like that. You can actually function on 3 or 4 hours. Ask Donald Trump. Donald Trump only sleeps 4 hours a day. So it's very probable that, he can do the same. You can sleep for 4 hours and then you take small naps. I know a friend of mine, he takes about 3 2-hour naps every single day. He gets 6 hours of sleep and he just breaks them up. And that allows him to work 2 jobs, basically. The only thing you need is a certain amount of hours in a given day or so forth. Me personally, I need about 9 to 10 hours of sleep, basically. I can function on 6, but I prefer 9 to 10 hours. That's just me. And that way my mind is clear. I'm able to do things. Because here's the thing, there's plenty of time in a day. I don't really watch too much TV or anything like that. I mainly work. I'm a pretty mundane person and I go to bed, And the way my sleeping habit is, I leave the alarm clock off. I go to bed early enough to where I sleep as much as I want and I wake up naturally. And usually that's in about 9 to 10 hours here. Now that may sound like a lot of sleep, but that's just me. I can also function on 5 or 6 hours. I was in the military too, worked at Greenville County Detention Center. As a detention officer, I only slept 5-6 hours a day, and I would still go to the gym and do all my training, pull double shifts at Greenville County. And when you pull a double shift, that's 16 hours. That's not fucking, that's not, just add an extra 4 hours here. Now do that back to back to back to back, that's a lot of hours. So that doesn't leave me much time to sleep and also train, And that's the same way with Andre Rush. He was also in the military. And when there's a will, there's a way. As far as him doing 2,200 push-ups a day, Herschel Walker does 1,000 push-ups, 1,000 pull-ups, and 1,000 sit-ups a day. It's no freaking big deal. As far as him working out and eating all the protein, what business of that is it? If he eats that, that's fine. I'm sure he doesn't eat that every day. But, he can say what he wants to say there. I don't find anything that he's saying as being a lie. I have no reason to come to the conclusion that he's lying. You have to take it at face value unless otherwise. You can speculate, but no one's ever going to be really sure except him as to whether he is telling the truth or lying. But, that's not the point of it there. And my point to you, Greg, if you're listening, maybe you are, maybe you're not. Look, I got no problems with you. You do got a high-pitched voice, which is kind of annoying, but that's the only thing. I met you years ago. You're a nice guy. You sell good books and everything. Do yourself a freaking favor. Take it from the great one. Don't go and just blindside someone that's not a social media influencer, or otherwise you're going to have an unexpected reaction. That's all, dude. I mean, seriously. He just got out of the fucking White House like just a couple of months ago. He's never been exposed to any of the social media stuff. I mean, seriously. He is a retired master sergeant. He just retired. Most of his life and most of his career has been spent cooking food in the White House and serving in the military. That's it. So if you go and blindside someone and he doesn't know the reason why and he's not in the know and he doesn't realize that you're just trying to get views or something like that, it is going to be perceived as being racist. Okay? So Greg, just cut it out. You don't have to say I'm sorry or anything like that, but just leave the man alone. Let him, get acclimated to the social media process. Once you do that, maybe you might be able to have a decent conversation. Otherwise, you can always chat with me. You can chat with the great one. But just saying. But that's all I got to say today, people. You guys wanted me to talk about Greg Doucette and Andre Rush. Neither one of these two people are much to talk about because I already know Greg. I've already met him before. He's no different than a lot of my friends, basically, that I've met over time at expos and stuff like that. And I'm not saying that he's boring or anything like that, but when you already know someone, it's not really important though. He's never said anything about me. I'm not going to say anything about him. I'm sure he's made fun of me there, but that's how I'm able to actually know who he is there, because whenever I'm at an expo, he's always had that high pitched voice. He's like a jacked up Gilbert Gottfried. I hope he's doing well, and stuff, but Greg, just leave Andre alone, man. Just let him be.